Now at 6, one person is dead, another is injured after a shooting in Hartford last night. Fox 61's Tim Lateau will have all the details on that shooting coming up in just a few minutes from now.
Good morning and happy Monday. We hope you had a great weekend. We're glad you're with us. Kicking off your Monday new week, I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Bridget Bureau, and if you like summer, it's sticking around for at least a few more days. We're loving that. Rachel, not a bad morning for the bus stop.
No, mostly clear skies out there now.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, kids don't really even need a sweatshirt. It's going to be so mild.
They don't. In 3, 2. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so we do have
gotcha.
a little bit of sunshine out there as we approach the afternoon. Mostly clear skies now. A mix of sun and clouds expected later on. It's going to be nice and comfortable. Temperatures now are right around 60 degrees. We'll get up to around 80 this afternoon with a nice dry stretch of weather. Anywhere from 1 to about 9 degrees cooler than this time yesterday. Here's a live look outside over in Hartford, showing you those clear skies near 60 degrees, and the wind is around 3 miles per hour. 56 in New Milford, 56 in Willimantic this morning, and around 57 out the door in southeastern Connecticut. So playing out today for you, you'll see we have mostly clear skies. You don't need the umbrella. It's going to be a dry stretch of weather. Temperatures now in the 50s all the way up to around 80 degrees with a blend of sun and clouds this afternoon. Thinking a little bit more in the way of cloud coverage likely this afternoon. Temperatures town by town around 76 in Milford, 78 in Hamden, near 80 in Hartford, and southeastern Connecticut in the middle to upper 70s. Any outdoor plans will be just fine this week. Partly cloudy skies on Tuesday, back up to around 80 degrees. There is a brief cool down on the way Wednesday into Friday with some cooler nights ahead and some cool days too. We'll have more details on that and talk coming up in just a bit. Here at 6:02 on the roads this morning, we are largely quiet. So we'll take a look at our state line drive times this morning, as we don't have any incidents to alert you to now. So your drive time for Hartford into Massachusetts around 17 minutes. New Haven to Rhode Island is 66. New Haven into New York is around 58. No delays. Waterbury into New York as well at a 56-minute drive. Erica.
Rachel, thanks. All new at 6 for you here. It's a crackdown on careless driving. It's happening in Shelton. Starting today, people who blow past stopped school buses are going to have to pay a fine of $100. Now, this comes after newly installed cameras on school buses caught hundreds of people breaking the law in just a matter of weeks.
Fox 61's Glenn Kittle is joining us live in Shelton this morning. So, Glenn, what's the latest?
Yeah, good morning, Bridget, Erica. It's ticket time for those drivers who are potentially putting kids at risk. The fines are going to start at $250 for people that have this new violation of blowing past those school bus stop signs. Now, this is a story that we've been following for a few weeks now. Shelton Public Schools announced the new AI-powered bus cameras at the beginning of the school year. Now, the way the system works is by using artificial intelligence-powered cameras to scan license plates through Wi-Fi antennas. That information is then transmitted to bus patrol and then reviewed by Shelton police. If officers confirm the violation, a ticket is then mailed to the driver from the Shelton Police Department. Now, before technology got involved, it was previously on the bus drivers to scramble and write down the license plates of drivers who blew through those stop signs, something that Adam Schaefer with Bus Patrol says was not practical with all the tasks that bus drivers already have on their plate.
Almost impossible. You're managing an entire bus full of children. You're paying attention to what's on the road. You need to be focused on making sure that child is safe.
Now, in just 2 weeks of the cameras being introduced, Shelton police reported more than 600 violations that were recorded on these new bus cams. Now, for the past month, the city has issued warnings to the people that have blown through the stop signs. Now the ticketing starts today. They say the revenues that are made from this program will go right back into the bus cam program. Live in Shelton, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61.
An interesting solution there, Glenn. Thanks. One man is dead and another is injured following a shooting in Hartford that happened last night.
Fox 61's Tim Lateau is in the capital city. He has the latest on what happened.
Sirens sounded for hours on Sunday night as one man was killed and another seriously injured from a gunshot wound. A major scene playing out on Brook Street in Hartford. This is all happening at the 130th block. One man was found injured at the scene with gunshot wounds. He was transported to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Then the second man transported himself to the hospital with a life-threatening gunshot wound, and police say he was also shot here on Brook Street. Police say they received a shot spotter report just before 9 o'clock Sunday evening. This is mostly a residential area with a lot of apartment buildings. Police have set up a white tent, which is commonly placed over the direct location of the crime in major crime investigations. Police had laid out numerous evidence markers as well, and a lot of police officers stood watch while others scoured the ground with their flashlights. Many onlookers came out of their apartment buildings wondering what was going on. Multiple blocks were roped off with police tape, including Mather and Winter Streets just off of Brook Street. It's unclear what or if there is any connection between the two gunshot victims. Again, it was all a very active scene, and we will continue to work to get answers for you. On a somber note, Hartford police tell Fox 61 that this is the 9th homicide victim in 2025 so far. 9 victims in 9 months. For now, in Hartford, Tim Lateau, Fox 61.
9 victims too many, Tim. Thanks. Also last night in Hartford, 2 cars crashed at the intersection of Capeman Street and Garden Street. This happened just before 9 p.m. As of right now, we know that an Infiniti and Honda sedan were involved in that collision. The airbags in both cars went off. And keep in mind the speed limit is 25 miles per hour and that there are always stop signs. As of right now, we do not know what caused the crash or if anyone was hurt. An investigation is now underway.
At 6:06 right now, and a man is seriously hurt after a crash in Hartford. Firefighters say a car and motorcycle crashed at about 3:15 yesterday afternoon. This happened at Locust and Meadow Street. Crews rushed the rider to the hospital. His condition hasn't been released at this time. Police are investigating the cause. We'll continue to update you as we learn more.
6:06 now. A mother and her 7-year-old daughter are dead after a head-on crash Saturday night in Hampton. It happened on Davis Street around 10 p.m. The driver and front passenger of the other car were seriously hurt. The speed limit on Davis Street is 25 miles per hour, but neighbors say drivers exceed that far too often. Despite the slow speed limits posted and the twists and turns in the road, Davis Road in Hampton has now become the site of multiple deaths within just the last 3 years, according to those who live in the area.
I was very, very upset because my neighbors and I have been concerned about this road for years. There was another fatal crash a few years ago about 100 feet from here.
Hampton police are asking anyone this morning if you have information about the crash to call the police department.
Route 164 in Griswold is back open this morning after a serious 2-car crash. State police say it happened just before 3 yesterday near Brewster Road. Now, the road had been closed in both directions. It has since reopened. Well, police say 2 jet skis crashed yesterday afternoon on the Connecticut River. This happened in Windsor. One man was pulled from the water and was able to regain consciousness. He was taken to the hospital. As of right now, it's unclear if he had any serious injuries. 1 jet ski was removed from the water, but a second one is still under the water. An investigation into what happened is now underway.
Firefighters worked hard yesterday in Torrington to put out this massive fire at a vacant factory on Summer Street. At least 7 fire departments had to call in crews and shut down the roads so they could just run fire hoses across several streets. Those who live in the area were woken up yesterday to all the smoke. It's something they say they don't see happen frequently in the area.
Not many times you get to see something like this around here.
Firefighters say they plan to stay out at the scene a bit longer as they clean up the area and make sure there aren't any hot spots.
Well, 6:08 right now, and an ex-Marine slammed a pickup truck into a Mormon church in Michigan and then opened fire and set the building on fire yesterday. At least 4 people were killed, 8 others were injured. The suspected shooter was then killed by police. The situation unfolded just before 10:30 in the morning at the church in Grand Blanc Township. That's right outside of Flint. Authorities identified the shooter as 40-year-old Thomas Jacob Sanford. Officials are praising the heroic efforts of first responders and people who are inside the church.
They were shielding the children who were also present within the church, moving them to safety.
Lieutenant Kim Vetter with Michigan State Police say that after the shooting, the police department had to respond to several locations all across the community that had gotten bomb threats. Officials say that the suspected shooter lived in a small town near the church. The FBI is leading the investigation and has considered the incident an act of targeted violence. As of right now, a motive for the shooting is still unclear. A Woodstock man is under arrest after police say he shot and robbed someone after they met each other on Snapchat and then agreed to meet in person in Eastford. Troopers say the victim was hit in the leg Saturday night and then rushed to the hospital. Detectives later identified 19-year-old King Michael Adoti as a suspect and say that he admitted to the shooting during an interview. Adoti faces several charges, including assault and robbery. He's being held on a $250,000 bond.
And if you're getting ready for the Manchester Road Race this year and you want your kids to get involved, you'll soon be able to register them for the Little Manchester Road Race. Registration for that will open on November 1st. And keep in mind, entries are limited, so make sure to sign up early. The race will take place Saturday, November 22nd at the Manchester High School track. As of this morning, more than 3,300 runners are signed up for the regular Manchester Road Race on Thanksgiving Day morning.